Hey guys, it's Eric Deacon on one here, and as you know, or most of you know, I just got back from Oklahoma D-Day. These are the first vids I'm making after it, and I'm just gonna tell you a couple things that kind of turned my week into a kind of crappy week. Still, had great fun, but first day I went to play the mini scenario, Battle of Stalingrad, and I took my SP1. Now, my SP1 at the time had a heavy duty. I forget if they're Rayovacs or Duracells, but in it, and it's just not enough battery to power the gun up. So I got over there, and the gun would turn on, but it's not enough battery to actually shoot the gun. So my dad had just went out and we went to Shields over in Fargo and bought a new SP1, and we had taken it out and shot it, and I mean, it was sweet spotting at 295. I didn't feel any reason to screw around with it when we had chronoed it. It's like, 295, it's still under 300, and it's sweet spotted there. It's not going anywhere. So I left it alone. We get to D-Day. Now, the highest chrono there is 285. We get to D-Day. And, like I said, my SP1's not working. So I go grab my dad's. And take his over there. And it sweet spots at 290 now. So I'm like, okay. And I'm using CO2. So the guy's like, well, in this humidity, it's probably spiking. Let's see what you can do. So I start screwing out the reg, and blew the reg, blew the Noid, blew the board. Good news is, when my dad bought the SP1, with the whole tactical kit, the bipod, the barrel, the stock, he got it for $150, brand new. Now, the good news about that is, usually, until Smart Parts went out of business, it was selling for $275, brand new, with all of that. So the good news is, Virtue has its boards for this for $70, and their board is just plain amazing, even better than the Blackheart, definitely better than the Blackheart board, and all of that. And depending on what's wrong with the Noid, depending on what is completely wrong with the gun, I should be able to fix it for less than what we saved on it. But I didn't know that till I got home. So, that kind of ruined my first day. By the time I got the whole thing figured out and decided, you know what, I got a Tippmann sitting in the car. There's not going to be any problems trying to chrono that stupid thing, even on CO2 or whatever. So I finally take that over, and all the reps had left. So I didn't get to play the first minigame. Tuesday. It rains. Probably saw the raining video. And Tuesday was Bridges and Bangalore's down in the valley, with a hill that's even worse than the Omaha Beach hill. I decided, after the rain and all that, I wasn't going to play that. Wednesday. What didn't happen Wednesday? My friend did a bunch of random stuff. I'll tell you the whole story in a different video about all of that. But it was ridiculous. What was Wednesday anyway? The minigame. Minigame was the V2 rocket mission, which it also rained Wednesday. So that got delayed, it got pushed back, and they didn't. The only people that knew about when it got pushed back to was the officer, so it didn't get spread around in time. Thursday was airfield assault in the morning. Now, I was planning to take the sniper course. Didn't get to do that, unfortunately. However, I did get to do the AT course. The night game. Didn't get to play in that. However, did get to go over and watch a movie. That is one of the fun things about D-Day. If you don't get to do stuff, there's always a movie on at night. So if you just want to laze around once, it actually starts to cool down, and you just want to sit out there and watch a big screen with surround sound and noise coming from the airball field, from speedball, and basically sit in surround sound is awesome. Friday was the parade, all that. Parade was awesome. However, they did something completely different this year, and I didn't get to be in the costume contest, which with the guys that won, I'm pretty much positive that I would have won with my uniform that I had, especially considering I was not only in uniform, which many people were, but I was also carrying my customized M1. Nobody else had a paintball marker that was customized to look like, a time period gun. Played in the big game. Got 7 tank kills. Took out Dodge Buzzard twice. Still wasn't enough, to help us win the game. But, I felt really good about it, considering DOS Buzzard mowed down my dad last year. And I got him out twice. One by a shot over the hill. I could just see him. And I just shot my whole 10-round tube over the hill, jumped up, saw the hit on it, and then just got lit up. And I proceeded to walk straight at him with my yellow flag up in the air, pulled his driver's side door open, and said, "I'd like my kill card now." So I got that. Overall, it was still Oklahoma D-Day. It's the world's largest paintball event. I had fun. Some things did make it not as fun as it could have been. However, now that I'm home and I was able to find out, I can get this gun easily fixed, no big deal probably. But considering I also have my SP1, so at the moment I have a parts gun until, until my dad decides to get the parts, considering this is his gun. So there's that. That was just pretty much my experience. Another thing that happened, I didn't get the head cam I wanted, and that's not going to happen until I get the full D-Day bill paid off. So, but that should only be a couple months, and once I get it, you guys actually might get to see my whole hunting trip, my deer hunting trip to South Dakota, if I get it before then, which I should. So there's my experience at D-Day, part of it, and I will talk to you about some other parts of it in another vid later.